Kickback with Oh Hey. I am Oh Hey. Every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have one or two special guests showcasing special talents and passions, and we just get to know them a little better. And tonight we have Papa Bear Sings and Charm Charlie, and of course, our little co-host, Parker Ella. She's such a diva. She wasn't camera ready. You don't want to say hello? No? Okay, goodbye. So just a reminder that this is a featured show, so please be respectful to everyone in the comments, to myself, and to our special guests. And if you cannot be respectful, you will be removed from the stream, but you'll get another chance another day to hang out. Charm Charlie, hello, hello, hello. Who's ready for the show? If you guys are ready for what's to be an awesome show, put a 1 in the comments. And our first special guest is Papa Bear Sings. Don't be scared. You've done this how many times? So whenever you're ready, if you want to hit that box, get started. Yes, special guest, please request the box. Oh, welcome. Oh, I love the shirt and tie. Very nice.
Thank you. I was applying for my passport today.
You are what?
I was applying for a passport today, so I thought this would be better look than like a t-shirt.
Yeah, perfect. Wait, you have to apply for a passport? I thought you could just get one.
Well, I mean, that's the process, but to get one, you have to fill out the application, you have to pay the money, you have to prove you are who you are,
Right.
that you're a citizen, and have a picture.
That's cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being a special guest. Where are you from?
I am from Minnesota.
Very
Yeah.
How long have you been a streamer for?
Well, I started streaming officially August 6th, I think, of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been on POF for years on and off, like, maybe now, no.
Right.
And then I noticed a live one day about a year ago. I was like, what's this? And then, it's just people talking about stuff.
Right.
Okay, this is entertaining. We'll watch this once in a while. And then every once in a while, somebody will be like, oh, you play guitar? You should play a song for us. Okay, yep. Sure. Give me a second. And then that turned into, oh, you should stream. And I went, okay.
There you go. And there you have it. So what is your favorite part about streaming?
Favorite part is in a time when it's really hard to be connecting with other people in person, it's a chance to have that connection that we're all longing for. It was a chance to play for an audience also, which was cool because in fall of 2020, September of 2020, I had a flu shot which triggered an immune response in my body, causing chronic pain syndrome. So for about 8 months, I couldn't play guitar, I couldn't play the drums, I could take my dog for walks about 3-4 houses down and back, and that was it. And, as that started getting better, part of the treatment is to do things that you enjoy doing, that bring you joy. Right. Initially, it was frustrating because the things I enjoyed doing, I couldn't do because of pain.
Right.
And then as the pain started to get better, then I started doing them more often as a way to have fun. And I've gotten to the point now where I can play for, with breaks 3 or 4 hours and not experience significant blowback. So. Right,
for sure. Well, I'm sorry that had happened, but it's good to see that you're able to still do it.
Oh yeah. And then the other part is just getting to meet people from all over the world that I might not have other met. I've got a lot of friends now, especially in the Philippines. Shout out to everybody in the Philippines. Happy Saturday morning. Yeah, I'd say on a given day, my stream has about 1/3 of the people in it are from the Philippines.
That's awesome. So how long have you been playing guitar and singing for?
Boy, I picked up the drums when I was 12. I'd been playing trumpet, and my band director was like, anybody want to learn how to play the trap set like with drums? And I'm like, okay, I'm sure. And so I started playing drums on and off. In my early 20s, I picked up the guitar and I bought a decent guitar. Spent like $300 on it because I figured if I bought a cheap one, A, I'd get dissatisfied with it, and B, it wouldn't have that same sort of, sitting in the corner. We're a $300 guitar and you're not playing us. You
Right.
should play us.
Right, for sure.
And I still have it. It's actually one of my, go-to instruments.
Yeah.
But it's seen a lot of miles and it's seen a lot of years, and it needs a break once in a while.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, so that's when I started playing guitar and just had one of my roommates teach me a little bit, like, here's how you play this chord, here's how you play this chord, here's how some of them go together nicely. And then it just became like something I did just for fun or to relax or for therapy, to just
Right.
let stuff out.
Yeah, definitely. Music is definitely good therapy. I think I mentioned I'm a music therapist too, so obviously that's it's such a big help. So you learned guitar from your roommate? Did you also like teach yourself? Did you use books? Did you use online?
Yeah, I mostly did. I started with what he taught me, which had its good and its bad, because either he said it this way or I heard it this way. But like he said, what I heard was, this is how you play the G chord. And I thought, oh, okay, that's the one chord. That's the one way to play G. So if it says G on the music, that's what I play. No, there's actually, several ways to play G on the guitar.
Right.
Like, oh, when I finally figured that out, it was cool because it opened up a whole world of opportunities that I hadn't thought about before, because I was like, these are the 8 chords that I know and these are the songs I can play with them.
Right.
And sometimes it didn't sound right. It's like, but it says G, but it doesn't sound like it should be. It sounds like it should be a higher. Anyway, also just playing around on my own, learned a bunch too. And then, believe it or not, probably believable, my son, who's 19, is a phenomenal bass player initially, and now he's also a phenomenal guitar player. Having that sort of savant around my house is amazing.
Yeah.
Because he'd be like, Dad, no offense, but do you do anything other than those zombie chords?
Right.
I'm like, what do you mean? These are like, these are cowboy chords. These are staples. He goes, yeah, but play around, explore. Okay. And then, helped me come up with some new sounds that I had never played before. And it's like, this is cool.
Right. That's so cool. Well, if you're ready, I think we'd all would love to hear you play something. Shout out to Westside Via Vibe. He also has a featured show. If you'd like to plug that in the comments, please do. And if you're just tuning in, this is Kickback with Oh Hey. Papa Bear Sings is our first special guest of the evening. Very excited to hear you.
Yeah, I'm going to play one of the early songs that I wrote way back. It's weird because like I found the other week, I was speaking of my passport, because you need to have, your birth certificate, and I couldn't find mine. I looked all over the place, and I'm digging apart boxes of stuff that I haven't opened in years. Where is it? And in one of those boxes was a folder, and in that folder were these songs, and it was like, wait a minute, I know these songs. These are those songs. There's like 7 songs that I had written off as these are gone forever.
Yeah.
And there they were. And one of them is here.
That's so cool. It's such nostalgia,
Yeah, and it's one of those things where life sometimes gives you a curve where you're thinking, oh, I got to go this way, and life says, no, we're going to have you go this way. Right. So looking for a passport, the last thing I thought that would happen would be to find the song I can't find now. How is that possible? I just had it here. Oh, here it is. So I just moved out to Rochester, New York to perform with a theater company with a annual tour, a year-long tour. And I remember writing my journal at the time, like, here's my big adventure. This is where you get to go out and, discover who you are and forge, and then test yourself and blah, 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 all those nice romantic thoughts and daydreams.
Right.
And this is what resulted from that was this song. Romantic thoughts and daydreams of life out on my own. Get lost in this the real world. I just feel alone. Feeling so lost, feeling alone. Sure can be tough out on your own. Half the time I cry out for companionship. Other times I just want nothing from anyone. Feeling so lost, feeling alone, sure can be tough out on your own. They say that you will learn a lot. They say that you will grow. But they forget to tell you, with growth there may be pain. Feeling so lost, feeling alone, sure can be tough out on your own. Romantic thoughts and daydreams, a laugh out on your own. Get lost in this the real world, I just feel alone.
That was awesome. Very
nice
cool.
little uplifting song, but not really.
Yeah, definitely. So do you still do you write music still, or?
Yeah. In fact, I was like, well, let's see if I can find one of the ones I've done recently that hopefully is a
That's awesome.
little
So
more of a.
how long does it typically take you to write a song?
It depends. Like there's a song I have that's about a breakup that never happened, called "Evening Falls and Darkness Calls." It's a really sort of like I'm walking through the hallways. I can't get your face out of this place, and it's a really like song that, yeah, actually, I was not seeing anybody. I hadn't broken up with anybody in a while. I wasn't feeling angst. It just came to me as I was walking down the street. Kept singing in my head as I was walking, so I wouldn't forget it because I didn't have anything to write with because this was before cell phones.
Right.
And I got home and I wrote it down, and it took me about half an hour.
That's not bad. That's
yeah,
good.
and then there are songs that I'm working on about my dad that are there's 2 songs I'm writing in honor of my dad that are just taking forever. I was walking down. Wait, there's a song that's like from a musical that's kind of similar to that. Oh, okay, yeah, that too.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a good version or clean version of. It's called "Don't Should on Yourself." I like to introduce it as such beforehand because if you just start singing it, especially on a featured show, people get a little concerned when you get to "Don't Should on Yourself." They're like, "What did he say?" We all have things in life that we wish we would have handled differently. With wishes with fishes, we'd all cast nets. It's better to live without regrets. If you could have done it differently, you would have done it differently. Don't should on yourself. If you knew then what you know now, would have changed things, well, would it have changed your life somehow? You can run from your life, but you won't get far, 'cause wherever you go, there you are. If you could have done it differently, you would have done it differently. Don't shoot on yourself. You're in a hurry to worry all day long about everything that might go wrong. But worries like interest, don't you know that you're paying on a debt you might not owe? If you could have done it differently, you would have done it differently. Don't shoot on yourself. If you could have done it differently, you would have done it differently. Don't shoot on yourself.
That's awesome. I love that. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Kickback with Ohey. Papa Bear Sings is our first special guest of the evening. So does anything or someone inspire your music most?
Like another artist that has been...
Yeah.
Yeah, over the years, different ones in different ways. like Jim Croce and Harry Chapin, some of those singer songwriters, storytellers really, thank you, Charlie, really made an impact. Then I grew up in my dad's garage working on stuff, and I didn't grow up in my dad's garage. When I grew up, when I was in my dad's garage, he always had like classic country, Johnny Cash, Loretta Young, all those artists, Patsy Cline, and so that was the early songs I heard, and then I, like everybody else, explored my own. When I lived in Kansas for a while, then artists like Alabama and Sawyer Brown, dad jokes are a big influence in my my music, I think, and yeah, and then also really weird way out there. There's an artist. I don't know if artist is the right word for him. Harry Parch. Harry Parch is this insane person. He died in the 70s. He had this crazy view of music, like crazy because it was non-Western. He created a scale that had 43 tones to the octave.
Mm.
So instead of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, it was 43 steps. And of course, there's, you can't play that on most traditional instruments.
Right.
And so he created and designed and built these incredibly complex and beautiful instruments to play his music. And he was a believer that music and theater should be linked. He said, we've gotten to a point where we have a theater that's lost its music and a music that's lost its drama. And he felt like they should be linked. And he also, one of my favorite quotes from him is, for every deeply sincere offering, there is a corresponding deep and sincere hunger. Which the idea is, if you present, build it and they will come, basically is what he was saying, long before the movie. Yeah, this is a guy who, if you want to see something funny, look up Harry Parch Rose Petal Jam on YouTube, and it's him doing the short video, how you make rose petal jam, and he's dancing and he's just whacked. But he traveled like a hobo on the rails for years, just listening to people speak and the musicality of speech, which just fascinated me. And that he was like this, he was his own man. He was doing it his way. And I think that's amazing.
That is really cool. So you were talking about some of the musicians that, some of the music that you grew up listening to. Do you have like a specific genre that's your favorite?
I don't know if I have everything I do is kind of in the country, blues, old rock, folk vein. If you ask people who've seen me stream, a question I get often is, so do you play songs other than country? Because no matter what I play, there's a certain amount of twang, which makes no sense because I'm from Minnesota, but there's a certain country twang to a lot of my music. But I like that old folk stuff and older rock and older country. Like Buddy Holly is one of my, I can't believe I didn't say him earlier. Buddy Holly is like one of my all-time idols. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be?
If I could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be? Yeah, you know what? That's an excellent question. I don't know that it would matter to me. I just would want it to be somewhere where people just wanted to hang out and enjoy music and just be in the moment of that. Excuse me. Be in the moment of that musical experience. So it's not so much about, oh, is it Carnegie Hall or is it this Grand Coliseum or is it whatever? I mean, it could be
cool little music fest.
It could be a little cul-de-sac. Like, in fact, one of my favorite places I performed was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. They have a music fest.
Yeah. And
back then I was doing a show with my second wife, then performing partner also. And it's a show that we wrote together, and it was called Hoot and Annie. I was Hoot, the folk singer. She was Annie, the clown. And we'd play these folk songs, and she would be, as a clown, trying to interrupt the music all the time.
Right.
And so we do rewrites. She'd come up with different ways to present the song. We threw in some juggling and magic, but it was just, adults, kids, everybody was having a great time. We were having a great time. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
That's so cool. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Kickback with Ohei. I'm Ohei. Papa Bear Sings is our first special guest of the evening. We're getting to know him a little better and hear some of his music. Is there any artist that you like would like to open a show for if you ever could?
Oh yeah. Right now, currently, I think it would probably be Larkin Poe.
Okay.
Larkin Poe is a duo. There's these two sisters. They grew up in Georgia, and they now live in Tennessee. They do their own label, Larkin, Larkinpoe, and yes, there is a family connection to Edgar Allan Poe.
Nice.
But Larkin and Poe is the name of their like great grandfather or somebody back in their family history who loved music, and they play such a great mix, Americana, some blues, some rocky stuff, some country-ish sort of sounding almost. Wonderful range. Either them or Lucinda Williams, similar sort of musical style, very folky, and yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Very cool. Sorry, guy, I'm so sorry. Parker is all over the place tonight. She keeps trying to keep her away from my light ring, so I have one of her little wands.
Sweet.
Sorry. I don't listen to too much folk, but I do like bluegrass. Are you familiar with Bela Fleck?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I think you might like him. He plays banjo. He used to be a part of Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, which was like a folky, bluegrassy funk group. Had Victor Wooten and Future Man in it. Absolutely incredible. I'll actually message you his name.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, but I want to go back to a previous question. Is like, instead of opening for someone, if I could sit down with any artist, any musician, who would it be? And I'd go back to Harry Partch, just because it would be so interesting just to spend like half an hour in the guy's presence, and just how he saw things was amazing.
I know there's so many, dead or alive, there's so many musicians. Like, I would just love to pick their brain. That's awesome. Would you like to play us another song?
Sure. I was mentioning the one that came quickly, the Evening Falls one about the breakup that never happened. So here's Evening Falls, Darkness
Guys, make sure
Falls.
you get Papa Bear with that favorite, please.
Oh yes, please fave me. And I fave people back when I go back to my stream and I see who my new faves are and if I favorited them or not, and then I'll fave you if you fave me.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no obligation. Just another day, no doubt. I came home and you'd moved out. There was nothing left, not a note to find. I guess you thought you were being kind. There wouldn't be a goodbye scene, just a memory of what might have been. And evening falls and darkness calls as I wander through these empty halls. And your face I cannot erase from the memory of this place. Later that night I'd hope you'd call or say you changed your mind. After all, but the hours went by, oh so slow. And where you'd gone I didn't know, but every creak and noise and sound reminded me you weren't around. And evening falls and darkness calls as I wander through these empty halls. And your face I cannot erase from the memory of this place. I woke up at 3:45. I'd spent the night lying on the floor. I couldn't sleep, I was thinking of you, still not believing that we were through. The sun came up, found me alone, realizing I was on my own. I somehow made my way to work, managed to survive a world of hurt. The day went by and I went home, an empty house saying you're alone. Now while the evening hours away, a blood-red sunset and in another day. And evening falls and darkness calls as I wander through these empty halls. And your face I cannot erase from the memory of this place.
Yes, very nice. That was my favorite of the three. Absolutely perfect. Guys, please make sure you hit Papa Bear with that favorite. So do you have any passions other than music?
Well, there's my dog
Yeah.
because, yeah, I love dogs. And dogs have been a huge part of my life in the last several years. Before that, I just never really lived anywhere I could have one. And one day my son was like, we were looking at movie and goes, we could get a place that allows dogs, Dad. I was like, well, there's a thought. Brilliant child. So we found an apartment that accepted dogs. And we'd been there about a month. And we were walking out one day and there's a flyer on the door, by the door saying, dog owners, please pick up after your dogs.
Right.
And he goes to me, Dad, we've been here a month and we haven't even looked for a dog yet. It's like that poster is like the universe is mocking me.
Right.
So I said, well, okay, after this appointment we're going to today, we'll go and look at some dogs. And, we eventually found one. And which also brings to my other passion is my kids. Part of why I go by Papa Bear Sings is, well, A, I'm big and I'm hairy, which bear. And second is I'm very protective of my kids and my friends. And yeah, my kids are like my guiding star through my life. They've been my guiding star. So yeah.
That's so great. It's been such a pleasure having you on. I'm so glad that Emoji J introduced me to your stream, and I definitely love to stop by. I'm really bad at going into people's streams. I just so I feel bad only being able to go for a couple minutes then having to leave. So I'm making a big effort this year to stay in there for at least 15 minutes.
Well, good for you.
Kind of, But where can we find you off the app?
Off the app, yeah, good question. I'm on Instagram. papabear.mn for Minnesota is one way people can at least keep in touch with me. The app is right now primarily where I'm doing stuff because it's, I'm a live performer more than a recording performer.
Right.
Although I'm not going to say that won't change, but
never know.
For me, a big part of the music is the audience and the performer relationship and the connection. And yeah, recorded music doesn't really do that. I'm not dismissing it. I love listening to recorded music, but for me, it's that you don't know what's going to happen. I was an actor first, and so there's that. What's going to happen in the show tonight? Mystery is always fun.
For sure.
Yeah, I've got a TikTok account. It's one of those like you spending more time in people's streams. Me recording stuff and posting it is like I got a few things on Instagram, and I should do a few more, but I should. Didn't we talk about that earlier?
Guys, make sure you hit Papa Bear Sings with that favorite. He was our first special guest of the evening. Papa Bear, thank you so much. And
yeah, you're welcome. Cool. Should I kick myself out?
Either way, I can do it for you, or you can.
Well, head out. Thank you all for having me, and you all have a great night.
And
thank you. Hey, oh hey.
So welcome. Thank you, guys. What an awesome first half of the show. Guys, also, we have two featured show hosts other than me that are in the building. We have Silly Lily, and I'm so sorry that I didn't catch you. And Metaphysical, both are featured show hosts. Please hit them with that favorite. Read their bios. Check out about their show. Also, so typically during the intermission, you guys, most of you who have been here before, if you haven't been here before, and I like when Charlie does this, if you haven't been here before, put a 1 in the comments. If this is your first time here, that's not a 1, but thank you. Okay, so during intermission, typically I tell you guys about my passion and talent, which is music. I play music all the time. I'm also a music therapist, so I do that. But yeah, so during this intermission, I just want to let you guys know, and Metaphysical is actually here. So Metaphysical, if he wants to comment down below so he can be favorited, he created a month-long Black History Month event called Passport to Blackness. And I apologize, I am reading this from my iPad because I worked very hard on this to make it sound proper. So every night, a selected streamer shares a very important fact in regards to someone who made an extreme difference for the rights and a lot more for the African American people. One specific fact every night. So now there's been 17 facts so far. will be given during that streamer stream, and it'll be used for a Black Trivia Showdown. Which, is that the last day of February that is, Meta, or is it a different day? And it's open to everyone. So if you guys, there is a place where you can, okay, no, I thought it was you. At Top Badge Squares, yes, thank you so much. Top Badge Squares, with Jilly, that'll be with. They're going to be having the trivia showdown. So all of the facts that all of the streamers have given, on February 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. They'll be doing the trivia showdown, and I will be going live from 9 to 10 this evening, so 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. Level up, Brad. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Bean. Took my breath away. Thank you. I'm so sorry. So tonight from 9 to 10, I'll be going live to share the trivia fact that he let me choose. And I'm excited to share it because it's like really important and a big passion of mine. So I'll be sharing the trivia fact throughout the stream, but I will also be talking about many, many, many important African-American musicians throughout history. So I'm so excited for that, and I'm so happy that Meta has put something like this together. It is beyond important. I hope I didn't butcher my spiel. How do you know? How do you know, Charlie? Sneaky mom. So from 9 to 10 tonight. And Meta, is there a way that people can maybe see or hear some of the past trivia facts? Maybe. Anywho, so that was our intermission. That was a very eventful intermission. Bean, thank you very, very much. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Kickback with Oh Hey. Every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have 2 special guests, showcasing passion, talent, just getting to know fellow streamers better. Thank you so much for the bouncers. Yes, you can find out past facts for the trivia night in Metaphysical's Instagram at MetaMeetMe. Not only has he facilitated an amazing event, but he is also just an amazing person, and I'm so excited. And people should be very grateful that you put this together. Just saying. Any hooser. So enough of that, because we all know I get tongue-tied around this time. So our second special guest is someone that I've met on the app when I first started, I think. Of course, I'm really bad at staying in people's streams, so he probably doesn't notice when I do go to a stream, but it's totally fine. Anyways, he is the host of You've Got a Friend every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I didn't even have to look at anything for that, Charlie. So we're going to get him in the box and get to know a little more about him and some awesome things that he does.
Hello, everybody.
Charlie! You know, I didn't think anyone else on this app smiled as much as I do, but you're up there. You're definitely
What's the point of not smiling?
during your show. Okay, so I have a big cup of water every show because from smiling so much and I can't help it, my mouth gets so dry. Does that happen to you too?
Yeah, and I forgot my water today. So after my show, I was like, I can't breathe.
So where are you from?
I'm from Georgia. I know you're probably confused because my shirt says Florida, but yeah, I'm from Georgia.
Very cool. How long have you been a streamer for?
How long have I been streamer for? So before Meet Me,
Were you?
yeah, I streamed somewhere else before Meet Me. I got banned over there because they said I was too young. And I'm like, excuse me? No, I'm not. Thank you. So then I downloaded this app, and here I am. It's been probably since I started streaming since August of 2020. Yeah, August 2020, and so pretty much a year now, and almost 2 years.
Yeah, that's wild. I think it's been almost 2 years for me as well. It's so crazy, isn't it?
It is, but it's been amazing.
Yeah.
But I haven't been streaming as much as I used to on here.
Right.
You know, because so many opportunities have come up since I started streaming on here, off the app and everything. So I've been doing so much off the app for advocating for my disability.
Right, which we're totally going to get into, everyone. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. So, your show, You've Got a Friend, every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so You've Got a Friend is a show here on the Meet Me app that I like to say on the Meet Me app because that's where I stream from. But yes, it's on all the other platforms as well.
Right.
It happens at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays, and we talk about overcoming adversity and life challenges. And I bring two guests in the guest box every week, and we learn about different life challenges, different ways of overcoming adversity that our guests have to overcome. And some of the time, or most of the time, it is people with certain type of disabilities, different disorders and stuff. And then we also a few weeks ago I had Meta as my guest. And we learned a lot about him as well. So we've learned so much about so many people on the app that you would have never known about their stories of how they got started streaming, all the different obstacles that they've been through it in their life, and you don't see that in their streams. So I feel like it's important to showcase that on the app.
Right. He was definitely a busy bee that day. He had your show and then my show and however many other shows he had. So you are, and if I butcher this, Charlie, I don't know what I'll do to my, I don't know. Sorry, that was weird. Um, so you are an ambassador for the Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy Association.
So yeah, you said it right, but the association is just a muscular dystrophy association.
Okay.
Duchenne's is a type of muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
There's so many different types of muscular dystrophy. I don't know the exact number, but there is so many.
So you're an ambassador for the
Yeah,
association
I am.
of muscular dystrophy.
Of-
All.
Yeah, the Muscular Dystrophy Association. But I tell people a lot about Duchenne's because that's what I have. So I educate people about that all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So how did you get to be a part of that? Did you have to like apply or you got nominated?
So yeah, I got nominated. So after high school, I guess someone heard about me, I guess, and they're like, would you like to be a state ambassador? And I ended up being a state ambassador after I graduated high school, for a couple years, since 2017 all the way up until 2020. But then the whole world shut down, so they closed all the different offices, all the different local locations that you could go like to the office, talk to different people.
Right,
Um,
right.
but so now basically every single ambassador is nationally. So they do all the different things because you know we can do everything on the internet now. So they're like, what's the point of like giving money, like because they have to rent out the spaces. So what's the point of renting out spaces when you can all do it on the internet? And then the money can go even towards research for even more money can go toward research.
Definitely. What would you say is one of the biggest accomplishments as an ambassador and advocate with this association for you was?
I would say so. I did this. One of my favorite things I ever did was I went to this golf tournament. They have a big golf tournament that they raise money for MDA, and I got to share my story there, and it was amazing talking to all the people, and they were telling me how inspiring I was to them. That was a really cool moment. But then another thing is I do a lot of gaming, and I stream on another place. And the other purple app is is what I like to say.
Yeah.
And so I've had different what's it called fundraisers on there, and I've raised money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, which was really awesome. I would feel like that's one of my biggest accomplishments that I have done.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. That's really cool. Do you advocate for any other disabilities?
So yeah, so I'm actually part of another nonprofit here in Georgia. It's called Bert's Big Adventure. It's a station here called Q100, and it is they send children with long-term illnesses to Disney World. And when before that started, It's been like 20 years. 20 years this year. And I was one of the very first families to ever go. So I do events with that. They have a different reunions thing where they have all the different families from all the different years come together, and you get to, and it's also a part of the nonprofit. So like it's its own thing. Pretty
Yeah.
much. So places around Georgia will like donate to it and everything, and give like different events that you can do.
That is really cool.
And so that is a big one that I'm a part of. And actually, my profile picture is when I did a fashion show for them.
You
And
do.
that was so much fun. I want to do more fashion shows, to be
I
honest.
mean,
It was so much
we
fun.
should set something up on the Meet Me app.
Wait, what was that?
Just set something up on the Meet Me app. We should make something happen.
I should. Right.
Guys, if you're just tuning in, please hit Sean Charlie with that favorite. He is the host of You've Got a Friend every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So you specifically have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Can you tell us a little bit what that is?
Yeah, so what Duchenne is, everybody's body produces this protein called dystrophin. Well, my body doesn't produce dystrophin. And so basically what happens is instead of my muscles all turning into muscle, is what they all turn into fat basically. And also another thing is it is a gene deletion. So different people are missing different genes, and those genes cause muscular dystrophy or Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And then those genes, some people, they have different deletions. So people are different, they progress differently than one another. But I'm missing a pretty big one. I'm missing like genes 51 and 52, which is pretty big, a pretty big gene deletion. And what they're working on right now is a bunch of gene therapy. So it's like a puzzle. They're trying to figure out how to fill in those missing genes, but they have been doing a lot. There probably is going to be a long time till there's a cure, but there's so much research going on, so many different trials that are happening right now.
Is it like, so being that, well, Charlie just celebrated his 24th birthday, happy belated, is it, I'm assuming, and I apologize if my assumption is wrong, that things are probably a lot easier for you than when you were younger.
So actually things are harder because it's a muscle wasting disease. So as I get older, I get weaker.
I'm sorry. I guess I was thinking about like doctors not knowing as much back then. Does that?
Yeah, they don't, but now they know so much. I go to one of the leading doctors, Dr. Mendel. I do go to Dr. Mendel as one of the top researchers of my disability, and so I get to go talk to him, and he does so much research. And the Ohio State University is one of the biggest leading research hospitals for muscular dystrophy, for Duchenne's.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that there's places that, is it like easy to get there, or you have to?
We go all the way to Ohio. So we drive all the way from Georgia all the way up to Ohio to Nationwide Children's Hospital. But it's the most amazing experience ever. It doesn't even feel like that you are in a hospital. That's what it feels like. It feels like that you're not on, I wouldn't say vacation, but it just feels like home. It really does.
Yeah. No, for sure. I got you. So something that I mentioned to you that I'm kind of passionate about discussing, because I do work with the developmentally disabled population. And a lot of people don't really, goodbye, Parker. A lot of people.
He's like, get me out of here.
A lot of people aren't aware or don't acknowledge that, hey, KDB, thank you. A lot of people don't know that developmentally disabled is not the same as disabled. Disabled is a physical disability. Developmentally disabled is an intellectual disability. You do not have an intellectual disability. do like do you feel like this is something that people get misconstrued often?
Yeah, it is. I actually have a story of when I was in high school. These girls, they saw me come in they saw me come in to the lunchroom, and one of them comes up to me and they go like this. They crouch down. They're like, "Hey, Charlie, would you like to sit with us?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll sit with you." And then their face is like, "Oh, he can talk? Yeah, I can talk. Thank you." That is what happens. That is what happens a lot, but it's not their fault though, you know? I feel like it's something that we don't get educated about. My mom said growing up that the kids with disabilities were always put like it felt like the basement. They were always put somewhere. And they were never seen. But now it is a thing that people do different things in that community. So I feel like it is becoming more, people are becoming more aware of it, but I feel like it needs to happen more places.
It does, definitely. Any chance I get, whenever I talk about my job, especially on the stream, like I explain to people what it means and stuff like that. And I just think everyone needs to be aware of the difference. If any of you have any questions about the difference, please message me. I'll gladly tell you. Um, but yeah. Do a lot of people struggle with talking about their disability? I mean, I feel like you don't. You're very open. You
Yeah.
love talking about, um, has it been a struggle for you in the past?
Growing up, yes, I was always scared. I was like, I didn't know how people were going to treat me, you know. But I feel like in high school is really when that opened up that I wasn't as shy anymore. Was, I wouldn't say, I was a member of the football team, but I didn't actually play. But I was at events. I would go watch replay reviews of the games. I would stay on the sideline for every single game, and that was amazing. That's really when I opened up about my disability. Like they would ask me about my disability, and I would tell them. And then when I started streaming is when my confidence level really grew. When I first started streaming, I did not want to. Yes, I did not want to share my story. I was scared people were going to treat me different. But then I realized as I streamed longer that there was people coming in my stream that had disabilities that were like me in a way, you know. They don't have the same disability, but they're just like me. So I feel like that's very important.
Yeah. You have a singer in the family?
Yes, my mom, I told her that I'll be on a show and she knows that. And so she's trying to embarrass me.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So
So do you feel like, I mean, you have a great group of people that support you on the streaming app. But do you feel like sometimes you're treated different on streams?
I do sometimes. Like when like people will tell me like I don't want anyone like to feel offended or anything, but I feel like some people they come in my stream and they tell me how amazing I am, right? But then I will try to reach out to them, talk to them or something, and they don't talk to me. But then when they're on the app, they're literally telling people like how amazing that certain people are, you know? I feel like it's not just me that happens to. I know that is because I do talk to some people off the app. You know, I just feel like that is sometimes a thing. Um, but what I learned today on my show, I actually made a video about it. That we all do have a life outside the app. So it's not that people aren't your friends anymore. It's just that they have things in their lives that they need to attend to. You know what I mean? So it does feel like that sometimes, but that's why I'm on here to make that difference for the disability community.
Absolutely. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Kickback with Ola,
Try a little of your
Hey,
stuff.
hey, I'm in a show.
second special guest.
Yeah.
Him with that favorite.
Can you turn it down? Sorry about that.
Okay. So how do you advocate for other
Do I need to turn the music down?
Stop. Yes, please.
So sorry, interrupting your show.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie Show. So sorry. Technical difficulties out here. Mom stopped working.
Hi, Mrs. Charlie's mom.
Hello. I would let you see me, but I look terrible. I had one of the days at work where I just didn't feel like doing anything. So
Guys, I'm so glad this is being recorded. Oh my god.
I-
Charlie. My mom did.
recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want me to tell you guys a joke? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Well, enjoy Charlie's show.
Thank you. We love him.
Yes. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday, happy Saturday, and a good week next week.
All right, Mom.
Signing off, Charlie.
Thanks, Mom.
Guys, round of applause for Charlie's mom. Dude, my mom crashed one of my shows a few weeks ago. Oh my gosh.
And now my mom crashed your show too. It must be a mom thing, right?
I think our moms must be like they both like annoying us.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good night.
Oh my gosh, guys, please hit Charlie with the favorite. Oh my gosh. So, what I was gonna ask was, how do you advocate for other streamers on the app that have disabilities?
So I did one time. I hosted a auction. It was called Walking and Rolling. So like instead of rocking and rolling, it was called Walking and Rolling. And everyone that was on it was either in a wheelchair. Everyone, people walked. It was just so much fun. And Wildfire was one of the people part of that. It was just so cool. That was one of the things I did. And actually, this next month of March is Disability Awareness Month.
Yes,
Don't know, it is. So it's gonna be. I wanted to do something for that, but then, like I said, life is something, So that really took over, and
right, for sure.
but I'm
So
gonna do stuff more probably.
yeah, I whatchamacallit. So you have your featured show. Excuse me, sorry. You've got a friend every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Just letting you guys know that again. Sorry, show plug. This is also Kickback with OA.
Hey, maybe my mom will make a special guest appearance.
I'm sorry. So great. Okay, so let's get to know you a little better, more about you. Do you have any passions other than being just a huge advocate for the disabled community?
Yes, I love playing video games, y'all. I'm in a league for a game I play called Rocket League, and my team is actually for my division, whatever I'm in. We're number 2, so yeah, so that's one of my biggest
Like
passions.
in the nation?
What?
Like in the world or like the US?
No, just the league.
Oh,
I wish it was national. I wish.
cool. I
But-
think Lil Frankie Jr. plays that, I'm pretty sure. Is that for Xbox or PlayStation?
Everything. You can play it on Switch, you can play it on PlayStation, you can play it on Xbox, you can play it on PC.
Well, because I recently got an Xbox One or Xbox. It's not the oldest one, but it's not the newest one.
Yeah, probably in between Xbox One.
Yeah. So maybe I should download it.
Yeah, you should try it. It's free. You don't have to pay for it.
Ooh, even better. I have that like Netflix for Xbox thing. My brother let me use it. Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely download it and give it a shot.
It's called Rocket League. It's car soccer. It's car soccer.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
I have played that. So when COVID started, the agency I work for, I'm a Special Olympics coach, and but because of COVID, they did a Rocket League tournament. They did like a video game tournament for the people that were able to play them. I remember seeing it. That's cool. Okay, so what type of music is your favorite? Because we have a lot of musicians in here.
Hey, I love me some country music. Hunting, fishing, loving every day. Like Luke Bryan says.
I love it.
And
another thing, some things go better together. That's what Luke Combs told me.
Oh my gosh. Do you follow any sports teams?
I do. Go Gators! Woo! We're coming this year, y'all. We coming. You know, we had Alabama, we had Georgia. Georgia won the national championship. It's hard being here in Georgia because of that. But you know, I'm a big Gators fan. I'm a big Atlanta Falcons fan. Yes, the biggest choke in Super Bowl history. Yes, but I'm a fan still. You know, just because your team's bad doesn't mean you don't stop being a fan.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, and ever since Eli left,
I have a Giants pennant flag above me. Do you see it?
very nice.
And in this room, I have a pennant flag of every single team I follow, every single team my parents follow. But so that's why we have a Giants flag in here. That's why we have.
I dig it.
There's so many different flags in here. But we got the Braves. You know, Braves won World Series champs. Let's go.
That's
No,
awesome.
so yeah, so those are all my teams I follow.
Ooh.
Go Bucks. Are you talking about Ohio State?
Buccaneers? I don't know. I don't.
Oh, but are you talking about basketball? Because there's a team called the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't know.
That's a basketball team.
So, do you have any other passions?
I do. I love dancing. I don't know if you've seen my TikTok. I love dancing, y'all. All my TikToks are me grooving. You know, that makes me so. Dancing makes me so happy. You know, I may not be able to lift my arms, but you know, I'll make it work.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was showing off my ice on one of my TikToks, and this guy said, "Wow, you in that $4.25 watch?" I'm like, "Bro, at least I'm making a video."
I was looking because I actually watched that TikTok video. I thought you were talking about your necklace. Was it your watch?
Yeah, my watch.
I'll have to go back and look. Yes. That's awesome.
Oh,
So,
thank you. What is this? I've never seen this before.
that is a love boat. Toot, toot, toot.
Isn't that a show, Love Boat?
The love boat? Yeah.
That was a show a long time ago.
So, can you tell us about your show one more time?
Yeah, so my show is You've Got a Friend, talks about overcoming adversity and life challenges. And we also talk a lot about the disability community as well, which is what my main focus was going to be on the show. But then again, wait, Echo, stop. How many interruptions are there going to be in this show?
But they're so great.
This is going to be a great recording. I hate to tell you.
So,
This should be on Comedy Central, I think. Think that we would be featured. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I will get back into what I was saying. Sorry. So You've Got a Friend is a show here on the app talking about overcoming adversity and life challenges, and we bring two guests in the guest box and we talk about different life challenges and different ways of overcoming adversity that they have to overcome.
which I can't wait to be on, but I'm still trying to think of what I'm going to talk about.
It's pretty simple. You know, it seems like a hard thing, but we will talk about whatever you're comfortable talking about. You know, whatever you're most comfortable about talking about. That's what we will talk about.
For sure. Yes, please tell us where we can find you off the app, all of your social.
Yeah, so all my socials are, you can follow my Instagram. My streaming Instagram is charmcharlie_streams. And then for my other social media is Keep Charlie Moving.
Very cool. I have a song for you.
Oh,
Are you ready?
yeah, I'm ready. Let's hear the song.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road was rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Is she back?
You got an interruption in me. You got an interruption in me. When the door opens, you got a visitor. Sorry.
Charlie, it was so great getting to know you better, and I can't wait to hang out in your stream more because I made a promise to myself and I need to fulfill it.
Hey, well, yeah, come on through. Maybe I'll start streaming more. I feel like we need some more. I want to have comedy nights, but then again, I don't know how far comedy can go without getting banned. You know what I'm saying?
Right, for sure.
It's hard.
Guys, please hit Charm Charlie with that favorite and make sure you're checking out his show every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Charlie, this was awesome. And tell your mom thank you as well.
Hey, I will, and thank you, oh hey, for this. And when she joined my stream, guys, I said, "Oh hey, look, it's oh hey." Okay. Okay. Now,
Yes.
without further ado, Autobots, roll out.
Guys, what an awesome show. Papa Bear sings and Charm Charlie, and Parker with the gray nose and the great toes. Thank you guys so much. If you're new here, the show's over, but every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, if you hit that favorite, it'll notify you I'm on. But I also stream during the week sometimes. Also, what else? Silly Lily, please hit her with that favorite. She's another featured show host. And don't forget, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be going live with the Passport for Blackness trivia fact that you guys can use for Metaphysical's huge, she's so perfect, for Metaphysical's huge Black History Month event month. I'll actually tell you guys about it real quick again. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to read what I have. Is it Sheila? Charm Charlie. Fun fact is that the fact is about Stevie Wonder. That's why I was like, oh my gosh. I thought you knew my fact because only Meta knew it. Okay, so Metaphysical created a month-long Black History Month event called Passport to Blackness. Every night, a selected streamer shares a very important fact in regards to someone who made an extreme difference for the rights and more for African American people. One specific fact will be given to use for the Black Trivia Showdown, which is on February 27th at Top Batch Squares. This is open to everyone, anyone. You can join it. I will be going live tonight from 9 to 10, and I'll be sharing the trivia fact throughout the show. But in between me sharing the trivia fact, I'll also actually be talking about popular African American musicians who made a huge impact over time. And yeah, I think my gal friends are coming up the stairs for dinner. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate every single one of you. Till next week. Who do we have next week? Next week we have Raquel Sings. Thank you so much. Raquel Sings. She is a singer. Not only that, she got famous on TikTok for her Under the Bridge singing. Gosh, look it up. I couldn't believe it when I saw her on Meet Me. It's so cool. Anyway, she'll be here next week. And then after that, March 4th, there's no show. I gotta babysit my nephew. I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thank you all for being here. You're the best. Bye, everyone.